Yes, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. All right.
That was easy.
The time is 6:31. So I call the Milliken Board of Trustees meeting for October 23rd, 2024 to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Acting Town Clerk, could you please call roll?
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Beckman?
Here.
Trustee Lane?
Here.
Trustee Nix?
Here.
Trustee Orcutt?
Here.
Trustee Wakeman?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
Here.
And Mayor Austin.
Here.
No one's absent.
Does anyone have any changes to our tonight's agenda? Additions or deletions? Hearing none, I'll take a motion.
I move to accept the agenda as presented. A second.
Acting Town Clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Lane?
Yes.
Trustee Nix?
Yes.
Trustee Orcutt?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Beckman?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
Yes.
And Mayor Austin.
Yes,
Motion carried.
thank you. Do we have anybody that wants to address the board this evening? Okay. Citizens' comments are the point in which the agenda in which the citizens are invited to address the board. Please address comments to the board, keeping your comments to no more than 3 minutes, and for items for which there is not a public hearing on the agenda. Please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for having us down. Nick Tucker is my name, 562 Carriage. I'm here not under the same context last time, but I'm here to commend the community, not only its government, but its citizens, for a vast change in a lot of different things that take place in our community, whether we know it or not. I think we'd all be naive to overlook some of the issues that we face as a community, whether it's human trafficking or drug trafficking related. And what I've seen from forces seen and unseen is a miraculous improvement upon that. And I've seen it firsthand with members of your community as well as government. And again, I'm here to reinforce that nobody's getting out of this independently. We're all going to do it together. And I want to put the bigger towns on notice that look at towns and communities like Milliken as nothing but resources, whether it be human, financial, and or otherwise. That trend has to continue to change, and it will continue to change with grassroots efforts and partnership between citizens and government. And once again, I'm here to commend and thank everybody that's involved with that, whether they're here or not. Please pass that commendation along. And I know members of your community are ready to continue that fight. And that's it. That's all I had tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My computer finally decided to work. So grateful. All right. Moving on now. Oops, still muted, sorry. We have the minutes of the previous meeting. Does anybody have any comments or changes to the minutes for October 9th, 2024? Take motion.
Move to approve minutes. Second.
Acting Town Clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Nix?
Yes.
Trustee Orcutt?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Beckman?
Yes.
Trustee Lane?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
Yes.
And Mayor Austin.
Yes,
Motion carried.
thank you. Are there any questions on the paid list of bills? No questions for Finance Director? Okay, we'll move on to the Town Administrator's report. Town Administrator Cheryl Powell.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Trustees. So last Saturday,
last Saturday, we had cleanup day. It was a good event. We took about 208 loads that day, less than what we did in the spring, but still, it was a good event. And then I wanted to talk to you about an award that our Parks Director received, along with his foreman. So every year the town has children 14 years of age and up that work for the community during the summer months. These youth are paid for by Weld County. It's a program that they run. And this year the town of Milliken was recommended to receive an award due to our commitment to this program. So on last Friday, Kathy Kinsfather and Keith Staggs went to the governor's mansion and were presented with an award. And I brought the award here. It's really, really beautiful. And so we'll be placing it, and I'll just hand it down so you guys can see it. But there's lots of communities that take advantage of this program. And it was really awesome that we were chosen to receive this award, and it's due to Keith and Jason's efforts with these children. So I think, we should feel quite honored. So, yeah, these are the youth that you'll see staining fences around town. One year they laid sod. That was when we put the sod in at Windmill Park. And they keep them busy, and they come back. So it's really kind of neat. Speaking of projects, so the 4th Street sidewalk project is complete. So that is so much better over there. I don't know if anybody has driven by that, but
Every day?
yeah. So that's going to be, I think, beneficial to that family that lives there with a handicapped child. So, good job in the streets department for getting that done. Last week, staff met, which was Chief Garcia, myself, John Rabus, and who else was there? Don. You're in the corner. With John Davis and Denise Bradshaw, and she's with the Weld County Office of Emergency Management to go over areas of our hazard mitigation plan. So it's been a while since that's been adjusted, if you will, about what potential hazards our area could potentially see, and kind of rate it. So we've begun the process of doing that.
So does CDOT get involved with that?
Not with us.
Because of what goes on the roads, or just?
Well, we include that
Okay.
in this, yeah. But
Okay.
CDOT, no, they're not involved, but we do include the fact that we have a major highway going through town, and that could be a hazmat spill or something could occur. So because we have a highway coming through town, that area in our plan is higher than some other communities might be.
Right.
And lastly, on Monday, I received a phone call from Larry Buckendorf, and I don't know if you remember him. He's with Journey Homes. They had been in here at one point in time. They have the Flack property that's east of town. And he indicated to me that they are not going to pursue disconnection. And they've already reached out to Pepper to find out what their next steps are as far as replatting the property and all the other necessary items that need to occur. So, yay.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
yeah, that's all I have.
Well, I'm so proud of Keith Staggs and Jason Myers for getting this award. For a lot of these young people, it's their first job. And as we know, riding herd on people entering the workforce can be a bit challenging and requires a lot of patience, which I know that they have had. So we have seen the improvements that they've made around town and Congratulations to our guys. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Great report. Did anybody have any questions of our town administrator?
Any new information on the streets, the survey on what weight are streets?
Oh, yeah, I did speak about that last time.
Oh, sorry.
No,
My
and
bad.
that's fine. I forgot that you weren't here. So yes, we will be changing our ordinance from 8,000 to 26,000 pounds, and we are currently working on doing that, and that'll come before you once we have it done, but yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
You're welcome. No, that's fine. Thank you for asking.
Any other questions? All right, we don't have anything on the consent agenda. So the first item on the action agenda is the public hearing to consider a site plan to construct concrete washout ponds, presenting as Pepper McClanahan, Community Development Director.
Thank you, Mayor and Trustees. This is actually a continuance of a public hearing that was opened on 10/9 and continued to this meeting at the request of the applicant. They are requesting a further continuance until your next meeting or until some items with water supply are worked out with the town administrator and the town. So in your packet is a staff report and a copy of their email requesting to continue again.
And we're continuing to the November 13th meeting.
So Mayor, you will need to open the public hearing.
Yeah. All right. So, since this is a public hearing, the time is 6:43. We are going to open the public hearing. Are there any public comments? Hearing none. Discussion from the board. Comments from Trustee Wakeman.
If they're just looking for a continuance, no questions.
Trustee Lane?
No questions.
Trustee Nix?
No.
Trustee Beckman?
No questions.
Trustee Orcutt?
Nope.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
No.
No, I have no comments either, and I have no problems with a continuance. So I'll take a motion on the matter. I'll close the public hearing first, then I'll take a motion on the matter.
I move to continue the public hearing for a site plan to construct concrete washout ponds at 315 Frontier Court to November 13, 2024, Board of Trustees meeting.
I second.
Acting Town Clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Orcutt?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Beckman?
Yes.
Trustee Lane?
Yes.
Trustee Nix?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
Yes.
And Mayor Austin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Next item is the adoption of resolution number 24-22, adopting a new employee handbook, presenting as Cheryl Powell, Town Administrator.
Yes, Mayor and trustees, thank you. Just a little background on this is the last time we have updated our handbook was in 2017. So there's quite a bit of changes in this one because of changes in legislation and so on. So what you have in your packet is the current version. After discussion with the board regarding this before and sending out the original or the current 2017 handbook with a highlighted version of the one that's before you, indicating areas that have changed.
Okay.
And I just want to put in there, Kathy Kinsfather worked very hard on this. It was not easy to do because the version that we had was not in a Word document, and the PDF document was very hard to convert because it was formatted funny. So, which is why we couldn't highlight everything or track changes in that document, so.
It will be saved as a Word document, I'm sure, this time.
Yes, we will, we will, yes. She's been working on it for months and making sure it's gone through Employers Council. Our attorney, Matthew Gould, has looked at it. So it's gone to all the department directors for any comment that they might have, so.
All right, comments from the board. Trustee Beckman.
No comments, looks good.
Trustee Orcutt?
No comments.
Trustee Nix? Trustee Lane?
No comments, but that's an awful lot of work.
Yeah, it was.
Trustee Wakeman?
I appreciate what
No
you do.
comments.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
No comments.
Okay, I would just like to request that this be put on a review. I don't know if yearly or every other year would be good, but I'd like to see it come before us a little more often. What is your recommendation?
Well, I think now that you have somebody that is primarily focused on human resources, I think this will be something that will come before you more often.
Okay. All right, thank you. No further questions, I'll take a motion on the matter.
I move to approve resolution number 24-22, adopting a new employee handbook applicable to employees of the town of Milliken.
I second.
Acting Town Clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Wakeman,
Yes.
Trustee Beckman,
Yes.
Trustee Lane,
Yes.
Trustee Nix,
Yes.
Trustee Orcutt,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean,
Yes.
and Mayor Austin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, third item on the agenda is the letter of support to Weld County Multimodal Transportation and Mitigation Option Fund through the Colorado Department of Transportation for the Weld County On-Demand Transit Program. Presenting is Cheryl Powell, Town Administrator.
Yes, Mayor and Trustees. So I had a meeting a couple weeks or so ago with members of Weld County and other municipalities in the area in regard to creating a letter of support for this Multimodal Transportation Mitigation Fund grant application. This is the same grant application that Weld County has previously done, and which has helped us with the Via Mobility program in our town, and Johnstown and LaSalle, I believe, is the other, and unincorporated Weld County as well. So this will be another of the same grant application that will be done, and the funding period for this one will begin September 1st, 2025, and that's a month that ours would end. And so having this, it would be able to continue this program. And if you have any questions, I did reach out to Via Mobility. I believe I have it in my report that we currently, I think they're between the month of August and September, 9 people are utilizing the service, registered to do it multiple times during the week. So, and most of those people are disabled. So I think we're promoting it again in this next month's newsletter. So we'll just continue to do that and get the word out some more until, we get more ridership.
Have you posted on Facebook about it?
We did. But we can do it again because it always kind of ends up going down on the bottom.
Especially as it gets colder too, like
Right.
less walking.
A lot of people don't like to drive in snowy weather, and if they have doctor's appointments or so on.
Or, yeah, don't feel comfortable.
Right, and again, most of the users right now are disabled, so.
Yeah. And this contract's for 3 years, is that right?
Yes, so if we receive this grant, it will continue the program starting September 1st, 2025, and will continue for 3 years.
Will the percentage that we're paying, will it slide up and down as ridership increases for all the towns or for just our town, or how does that work with the percentage?
So our percentage would, it's based on how many communities. It's not so much ridership. So, and based on population of those communities.
Okay.
So that's where our percentage would fall in.
So it's pretty well fixed then.
So, right, if we can get,
Okay.
like we spoke to Severance, Wellington, I think I have them listed in here. Do I?
I saw it someplace earlier. Not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw it.
So
Yeah,
the key
Eden.
is getting them all involved since,
So-
are they all, they're not all involved yet, right?
No, they're not. So the more community, here we go. Timnath, Windsor, and Eaton were others that they contacted that were part of that call we had. And so currently they aren't a member of this. Johnstown appears to stay on. LaSalle is going to do the same thing. So if we can get other communities join on, the amount we pay would be much less.
So the percentage they've got, is that calculating all the communities getting involved, or just the ones they have currently?
That percentage, I believe he based it on if all those communities join in.
Because Windsor's got a chunk. They're like 40%. That's nice, but...
Because it's population-based.
yeah. So we might have to pay more.
We might, and
Okay.
or we might have to pay less. But they have this grant, I think they have to submit next month. So that's why they're looking for letters of support.
Trustee Nix, any questions?
Have you heard of anyone having a hard time getting rides with VIA?
I have not heard.
Okay.
No.
I had a naysayer in the salon talking about it.
Oh.
So I hadn't heard any bad things.
No, I haven't heard anything at all, so.
Trustee Wade?
No question.
Trustee Orcutt?
If we don't get the grant, how does that impact us?
Then the cost would be, of course, just huge.
Huge.
And probably won't be able to continue the service.
Do you have a good, warm, fuzzy feeling about the grant?
I do. I think because it's a worthy cause. And what they look at too is if multiple communities are joining in together, that really boosts the chances of receiving it, especially with something like this. So.
I guess what efforts are made to get more communities on? It's a good list, but is it just all the...
So they reach out to them individually,
Okay.
and they did it again. We did a Zoom call where all these people, from other communities were on, and we spoke about it. Told them we didn't originally opt in, but then later joined on, and really, I'm happy with what we've got going right now, and it will continue to get better.
What's the radius of the communities that can opt in, I guess? Is there a radius? Because we have I don't know, all these communities are fairly close together.
So it's a North Front Range, so that would, I think, LaSalle, I know, I don't think Platteville can be a part of it.
Bertha?
Gilchrist can,
Yes, they can. They will be.
yeah. So, but
You speak with
that
confidence.
line is,
I do.
that line is kind of weird, how it's shaped, so.
I was just curious.
Eaton can, and Windsor, yeah.
Any further questions?
Nope,
Trustee
thank you.
Beckman? No questions? Nothing? Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
No, I don't have anything.
I got something real quick. So if a small town decides not to for cost, could the county decide to take care of the residents in that town, or that not be fair to the rest of the towns?
And that's probably very true. If it's a small community, again, it's population-based. So I'm going to use Gilchrist. It's very small in population, so the percentage that they would pay would be very minimal.
It's really small. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, okay. So hopefully they'll all jump on board.
I think it would be great. I think it's a great service.
Yeah.
And I there's other services out there for, for the aged population, but there really isn't that many services, especially in our area, for people with disabilities.
Yeah.
And, they may not be a big percentage of our population, but they are part of our population. And so I think we need to, as we do with our seniors, we need to do with those that are disabled.
Well, the servicing both the age, the elderly, and the disabled. Disabled are often unseen in the community because they're not out and about as much because they have mobility issues. So I think that's why this is an important program for our community.
And I think as our community continues to grow, you're going to see more of this. So,
I do have a question. Do they, And the towns are being asked to participate and included, but do they provide the service in the unincorporated areas?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So if somebody, sorry, if somebody's not necessarily a specific resident of Milliken, but outlying Milliken, they're
Well,
included?
They're in the county.
They weren't doing that, and I think I know of a family. I'm not sure if they would have fit into it or not, because at that time, when I spoke to a family that has a Milliken address,
Right.
but does not reside in incorporated Milliken, I didn't have that service to provide them.
Yeah.
So they could have gotten it, maybe called the county or something. But there was another program that I did call them about.
Okay.
So,
not specifically if they're not.
Yeah,
If they're in.
I believe they include,
Well County.
Well County, unincorporated Well County, right? Because that's who's actually applying for this grant. And
Yeah.
you'll see that the biggest portion paid by this will be
Is
Well County.
Yeah.
Any other final questions? Because this is a very interesting topic.
I'm just really glad that that gal came in. Well, there were a group that came in and really brought it to our attention that this is a lot more than the initial costs that we were looking at. Just didn't make sense. But when we had our residents actually explain the need, this really is a vital thing that we really, I'm so proud that we that we re-examined it and realized that, and I think we brought the cost down a little. I think the cost is maybe a little bit less, but I'm just really thankful that we're looking at it here and doing what we're doing.
Yeah. And I think it'll be good too, because with the pilot program, it really wasn't promoted. I don't think as well as I'm taking it upon me and my staff to make sure it is promoted, just to keep getting that word out there, that we do have this program here.
It'd really be nice if the Breeze did a really nice,
I think-
write-up on this, because this
Boy,
is,
that was a not so subtle hint for you. We're so glad you come visit our meetings.
all right, thank you.
Good job. Anything else? I'll take a motion on the matter.
I move to approve the mayor to sign a letter of support to Weld County regarding the grant application for the multimodal transportation and mitigation options fund.
Second.
Acting Town Clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Beckman? Yes. Trustee Lane?
Yes.
Trustee Nix?
Yes.
Trustee Orcutt?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
Yes.
And Mayor Austin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Are there any board reports that anybody would like to bring to the board this evening? All right, just announcing this weekend, big weekend for the kids, Monster Mash and Trick or Treat Street. So thank you very much to Trustee Nix for putting together Trick or Treat Street, going to all the businesses, getting them involved. This is a major event for our youth in the community. Chief Garcia is already on top of road crossings for Highway 60 Broad Street, because we'll have a lot of kids in costumes out there. Monster Mash is by the Milliken Events Committee. We'll be serving nachos, I believe some pizza. Gotta put something in those little tummies along with the candy, keep them happy. And so there'll be some games down here to play. Remember, it starts in Johnstown at 10 and Milliken at 12. Any other comments, questions, or concerns?
I guess I do have a board report.
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman and I went to the wastewater facility. Don did a great job. He gave us a 2-hour tour of, if you don't hear from Don much, just ask him about water. I mean, he talked for 2 hours straight. It was very impressive. I don't know if somebody asked me, Mike, if you could talk for an hour, I don't know if I'd have a subject just to straight talk for an hour, but Don did a great job. They're doing great work over there. I'm glad that we can hopefully get him another person on board, and extremely informational. So if you haven't done it and you got a little time, maybe he can give you the toned down version if you got like an hour window or something. But it was a great job. It was value added for me as a board member, and I think Trustee Wakeman would agree. Water is a huge thing in Colorado, whether it's the clean or the dirty part of it, and just kind of understanding the operations and how intricate everything is, and nothing's easy. So thank you, Don. Shout out.
Yep.
Appreciate
Did
it.
they go in the Headworks building?
No.
I've been on that tour. It's very interesting.
Yes.
Quite the odor.
It wasn't that bad.
No.
Well, that's why I asked if you went into the Headworks building.
No.
I got the full tour.
Yeah.
Did he?
I want to go in there.
People need to appreciate when those toilets flush. All right, any other reports, comments? Take a motion to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are out. Everybody have a good weekend.
Do you